Here we will explore some facts about the Anjanath. Anjanaths are a species of brute wyverns that primarily live in the ancient forest and occasionally in the wildspire wastes. Much like the Angry Pickle in Jay Leno, Anjanaths have long muscular legs to carry their massive upper body and tail, but not so much for their tiny arms. While all brute wyverns are flightless, the Anjanaths have the one thing that makes them the envy of any flightless wyvern. Are you ready? Boom, butt fans. But these aren't your old run-of-the-mill butt fans you'd use to make your hips lie. These are heat-seeking butt fans. Let me explain. Anjanaths' metabolic processes are directly proportional to their core body temperature. It is for this reason they sleep late into the morning, and spend a few hours a day in the sun warming their bodies. And to assist in that process, Anjanaths open their sails to catch more of the sun's rays. The thin sails contain many blood vessels that are close to the surface of the skin, where they are warmed up before they return to the body. On particularly hot days, to prevent overheating, the opposite happens, where the blood is cooled off in the shade by the wind before it returns to the body. However, the Anjanath's most unique feature is their nose. Larry, I don't see it. That looks completely Oh. Well, that is unique. But now I also want to throw up. The Anjanath has one of the most developed noses among other wyverns in the New World. Their nasal cavity contains nearly 100 times the amount of smell receptors humans have. And when they open up, they can smell food from miles away with the accuracy of a basil goose locking onto a hunter out on its first high-rank expedition. As they get closer to their prey, they drop their heads down where there is less air movement to pinpoint their prey's exact location. Because of their nearsightedness, Anjanaths rely on their nose until their target is roughly within 25 meters. With a sudden roar, he scrambles the herd of aptonauts and takes one down with a swift lunge. Their lower jaws contain 2 rows of teeth that help with the hunting and eating. The larger front set of teeth helps to hold on to prey in case they try to struggle and get away, and also makes it easier to tear meat into digestible chunks as they're eating. Oh, hi there! Because of the large surface area that makes up their nose, the Anjanath needs to stay near bodies of fresh water. They drink many gallons a day to ensure they produce enough mucus to keep it properly moist, as they do dry quickly when they're exposed to the air. However, on an average day, they usually end up making too much mucus and have to get rid of the excess, because nobody likes having a leaky faucet. When they find a good place, they snort out their boogers to mark their territory. Wait, go back. Did that one just poop? Yep, it did indeed poop. I guess if you're going to clench your butt sneezing, you might as well squeeze out the rest out the back end, right? Wouldn't want all that effort to go to waste. The mucus that is expelled from the Anjanath's nose can tell a lot about the one who left it there, and in fact can even be used to tell if a female is in heat. To understand what that is like, imagine if you could tell someone was down to get freaky by tasting the boogers they secretly left on the underside of the table at the gathering hub 3 hours ago. Don't lie, you do it too. That is how the Anjanath do. These markers are left all over the ancient forest, warning others of their presence, and they don't take lightly to those who ignore them either. See Jerry? Jerry is a great Jagras, a single father that's been providing for his small family of 5, who also does a bit of writing on the side for a dude named Frank. Jerry doesn't think this snotty Anjanath should just walk around the ancient forest like he friggin' owns the place. Jerry thinks, well, guess it really doesn't matter what Jerry thinks. Jerry's dead. Sorry, Frank. Look at Tom over here. He thinks he can take him on too. And maybe he might. Or not. Well, this one's a no contest. I mean, he has the high ground. Ooh, that's gotta burn. Oh my god. Rathalos is having none of this shit. When Anjanath are feeling threatened, they can light up their sack full of Larry, why did you bleep that out? You're making it sound dirty. In their throat, they have a sac that contains flammable substances, which, when primed, can give the Anjanath the ability to breathe fire. They also gain the ability to shoot this fire out of their noses, which looks like a cool party trick, but you try it and tell me it doesn't burn on the way out. Vulgar Anjanaths are an evolutionary variant that decided to ditch the lovable purple dinosaur look for the acid-washed punk Tigrex look. Instead of solely relying on the heat from the sun, they internally generate electricity to help maintain their metabolism and are in fact the first brute wyverns capable of utilizing electricity in any such capacity. Since they aren't as dependent on the sun for its metabolic processes, they've been able to roam to cooler parts of the New World and were in fact first spotted in the coolest place of all, the hinterlands. Because let's face it, the ancient forest was so first fleet. These variants have adapted to produce much less mucus than their flaming cousins, and they've become less territorial and more go where I damn well please. Their movement generates electricity, which is then stored in a special organ in their body, which uses this energy for basic life functions, like pooping and booger shooting. Any excess energy that is generated, usually from tussling with other predators, is stored in the fur on their back, which causes them to glow and become erect. Word choice. Actually, this entire sentence is... never mind. Their utilization of electricity along with their already powerful legs and jaws makes them more than just a second-rate carnivore, and in many cases can hold their own against other large predators. In life or death situations, their constant movement can generate enough electricity to force them into a supercharged state. Their hearts can beat up to 3 times its normal rate. Their mouth and nose begin to light up as well, and their sails begin to look like something you'd see if you had one too many excitrons during a thunderstorm. And while they might be fighting harder, better, faster, and stronger, remaining supercharged for too long dramatically increases the chance of sudden heart failure, leaving them very much deader than they were before. Just remember, just because someone has a funny looking nose doesn't mean you should make fun of them, especially if you don't want their tachycardiac cousin to come and tase you. And here we witness an Anjanath hunt in action. Or not. I guess he was really thirsty. Are those Aptonauts really just going to sit there and watch him drink? You'd think they'd run away, no? I would start running, like, now. Possibly before he decides to eat you? No? Okay, well, now it's too late. Oh, so now you start running. Okay, not when he was...